Mark Jigger.
Hey,
And there he is.
I couldn't hear you a second ago.
You look worried. That's why you looked worried. Okay, good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
I got to turn you up a bit. You're a little quiet. Okay, there we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am playing a game of League of Legends.
And I am watching him play.
Are you actually watching? No, you can't watch me. No. But we're doing a Q&A while I do this. You guys ask questions below. Mark picks them. Who am I going to ban? I'm going to ban Karen. Mark's going to pick them. Mark's going to answer the first one. Then I'm going to answer it. And then we move on to the next question. That's how we roll. So pop your questions down below. Don't use the question box thing because I can't answer them. Oh, my old team, Ben Timo, come on! Come on, guys! Okay, it's fine. We're going to Heimer. Heimer it is. I just won on Heimer. We're going back to Heimer. Anyway, let me get this big microphone out of the way because I don't need it for this. Ask me questions.
Morning. That's what we hear from someone. We hear good morning. They must be on the other side of the world.
I just my whole left side went tingly.
So you shocked yourself.
Did I shock myself?
Yes.
I feel like I hit. It's like when you hit a funny
bone.
bone.
No, that's electricity.
Wow. Off of what? The microphone?
Yeah, you might be running phantom power off it, which is 48 volts.
Wild. Anyway, okay. That's a shocking start to my Mark Jigger live show. Wow.
It's shocking. We have lots of people joining, lots of what's up. Okay. We don't have any questions yet other than my daughter who says hi, Evan.
That's not a question, but hello.
We got hi. Got your book today. Going to do an unboxing. Can't wait to read it.
All right. I'm still shocked at how quickly people are reading through the book. My hand is still shaking. This is crazy. This doesn't look good for.
You just electrocuted yourself somehow a little bit.
It doesn't look good for a victory if I can't press the keys properly. So I hope this passes. I still can't believe people are reading in a day. I know it's fast to read, and it's just I'm shocked at how quickly people are reading.
They can't be taking the time to work through the exercises.
The exercises, yeah. They're not doing that, but they're going back. It's like I just read it in a day. It's awesome. I'm going to go back and do it with the exercise. Okay, great.
Okay, here is the first question. Your most accomplished goal you achieved. Oh, okay. Something that is the most accomplished thing that I've achieved. So this is hard for me, though, because do I pick the thing that I'm supposed to pick, like being a husband and a father?
No, you pick the thing that actually is the thing, Mark. Come on. Holy cow.
The thing that is the thing. For me, getting through the first 5 years of business, because the first few years of business is really, really hard. It's really challenging. And I've been running my business for 13 years now, I guess. So there, I was actually completing an application for financing. We're looking to increase our line of credit with our bank.
Oh, it's so low right now, right?
Well, not only is it low, but I put together like a package just to blow them away. So I put together like a milestone sheet. And so on a single sheet of paper, I just went year by year and listed all the milestones.
Okay.
And it was.
You make yourself proud with that list?
I did. I was like, hey, survived the 2008 recession by taking a $50,000 line of credit and hiring a sales team and focusing on BD. You know, first, whatever it was, like first $500,000 a year, first $1 million a year, first $1.5 million a year. First time we shot television campaigns for a national brand. First time we shot 2 television campaigns at the same times for an NBA team and something and a national pension plan. Like I started just listing it all down, and I was like, huh, we've done some cool things, and it made me proud.
I like it.
So I take a second once in a while, list a few things that you've done that you didn't think you could do, make yourself proud.
Wow. Okay.
Yourself, Mr. Carmichael?
I don't have one. I don't think that way, dude. I don't think that way. I have no idea.
What about the release of your future New York Times best-selling book?
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, that's the wrong question for me. I don't think that way. Mark, why don't you share a second one?
A second one, the things that I felt most accomplished with. When I was 29, I paid off my mortgage. And I'm a security guy. I'm a safety guy. Of course, then we sold that house and went out and bought a bigger house with a bigger mortgage. So
in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere.
That only lasted about a year and a half.
With cows.
But yeah, we proactively bought a smaller house Like we bought a house smaller than we could have, like than the bank would let us, than we could quote unquote afford. And then in 6 years, we aggressively paid down the mortgage. So small mortgage, small house, small payments, paid it off. There was a time in my life I was debt free, and that felt really good too.
And now you're in debt and going for more debt.
Now I'm living the Grant Cardone life. Right?
All right.
The Grant Cardone life. Who can get to $1 billion in debt first?
You're gonna race Grant? You got some work to do. You need
No.
more
I'm nowhere near Grant, but yeah. Listen, if you have assets that you can leverage and banks have liquidity, like rates are pretty darn low right now, right? So
what's the percent on the line of credit right now?
What is prime, you mean, or what? Like prime is 2.95. So it all depends. The business is usually prime plus 4. So, maybe prime plus 5. So you might be paying like whatever that is, 3 plus 4, 7%. But on my house itself, I'm paying like, I don't know, 2.1% or something, because it was a variable rate prime minus 0.85 or something. Like I'm almost paying less than 2% on my mortgage, which is like inflation, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But anyway, what was the book that first changed your life, Evan?
You go first, Mike.
But they asked Evan, and you have a favorite book. I know you do. I don't remember what it's called, but you have a favorite book.
That wasn't the first book that changed my life, though. That wasn't a question. What was your favorite book?
Oh, okay, fine. What was the book that first changed your life?
The very first nonfiction book that I remember reading, I think, was Art of the Deal by Donald Trump.
Wow! President Trump to you.
Unexpected answer, right? I think we were driving to New York for something, family trip or something. And yeah, that was the first nonfiction book I think that I read.
And it changed your life.
I don't know if it changed my life, but I guess it started down a path of nonfiction. So that's something.
Okay.
Yeah. Weird, eh?
Yeah.
I have other books that I've read that had a bigger impact. I don't remember what I learned from that book, but I kept reading. So.
Well, then I'm going to say then if that's the way we're going with it, the first book that changed my life, I think, was in grade 7.
Wow.
I read the book. I read. Have you remember the movie The Black Cauldron? Disney made the movie The Black Cauldron. Anyway, there was a book called The Black Cauldron, but it was a 5-series book by Lloyd Alexander, this guy who wrote these fantasy books for kids in the 60s. I read the book of 3, which was the first book, and I tried to read it to my kids, and it is like very hard to comprehend and understand for kids because fiction for kids didn't exist back then. But anyway, it was the first series that I read that I liked.
Okay.
Grade 7. I struggled. Like I was in kind of special ed. I couldn't really read until grade 4. I went to speech therapy. I couldn't spell or write anything. So I had all this help. And I kind of figured out math. So I was always good at math. But when it came to language, I think it was grade 7 when I found a book that I actually enjoyed reading, that I liked reading. And then I started reading more fantasy. So.
Wow.
I was a late bloomer, as they say.
Wow. I think there might be something to that.
What, the late bloomer?
No. I think that's why you self-classified as a thinker, not a feeler, because you couldn't express you didn't have the words to express.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm so good at math now because it was the one thing I could actually understand and be good at.
Yeah, that too.
Someone said, "Effing lockdown, mate."
We're locking it down. We're locking it down. This is it. We're in lockdown mode. So
yes.
Uh-oh, they're coming for us.
Who is?
The enemy team. But we made it out.
Okay.
We made it out.
I think you meant over your shoulder, like we're in lockdown.
We're in lockdown, guys. This is it. Mark and I. Actually, Mark is way more in lockdown than I am. This guy.
I have been in lockdown since a week ago Thursday. But
yeah, he's been.
But we also have run a few errands this afternoon. We had to run a few errands.
Wow, Mark.
What?
You couldn't run an errand to Phantom Media for a special book launch day. That's an errand, dude. That's an errand.
Yes. Hey, Evan, I love your background. Who's in that picture? So over his one shoulder on the right side of the screen is AP Giannini. All you see is a big giant eye. And the woman over his other shoulder is his mother.
It's true. True story.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to say anything else about AP Giannini's eye or your mother? And that little boy right there that looks like Evan's son, Hayden, is actually Evan. You guys look so alike.
We do look pretty alike. We do look pretty alike.
Crazy.
We do look pretty alike.
You guys even have the same haircut. When would that picture have been? Your mom is in a power suit with was it like 93 maybe? 92?
No, that earlier. That's like 89. 80,
really?
89, yeah.
80, I guess 89. You're older than I am, yeah.
88, 89. Yeah, I turned 40 this year.
I know.
Yep.
I know. And I'll probably be around for your birthday now that my trip is canceled.
Oh, is your trip canceled?
Wow, I imagine so.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think we're going to St. Lucia to stay in the volcanoes. But
that's fine.
Follow-up question. Them 5 years in business, did you almost give up? Oh, for me, 5 years in business, did I give up? Yes, I almost gave up. So I started my business.
Mark almost gave up last week, guys. Come on.
Dude, I almost gave up this morning. Just so you know, you're in business doesn't make it any easier. It's all hard all the time. In 2006, I started my business, and I was only 23, and I started really organically and really small. And so by the time 2009 hit, we had this recession. You might remember 2008, 2009. I was able to earn a living, but all of my clients stopped doing work. We had a 3-month period where we didn't have any projects at all or any work at all. And I remember calling my mom on a February morning because we had run out of money in the company. We didn't have anyone calling us. We didn't have any marketing. I didn't really have any reason to go on doing it. And I had been doing it for 3 years with nothing to show for it. So I called her up and I said, if I just stayed with working for someone else, I would be further ahead now. And I've just given 3 years to something and I have nothing to show for it. And she's like, listen, there's nothing wrong with stopping, right? You did it. There's nothing wrong. But deep down inside, I kind of felt like if I didn't give it one last shot, then I would regret that. And so I went, you know what? I don't feel like I've given it everything. I don't feel like I can walk away from this and say, you know what? I tried my hardest. So giving up would be kind of the easy, scared thing to do. So I'm going to try one more time and try really hard. And then if I fail, it's okay, because at least I tried. And now it's 13 or 14 years later. And there's plenty of other times where it's really hard. And I give myself the same pep talk, which is, did I really try as hard as I can? Because I can't walk away from this until I know that I tried as hard as I can and did everything I can. And then if I fail, it's okay. Then I can sleep at night. But I can't live for the rest of my life looking back and going, you got scared and ran away.
Yeah, look at Mark Jigger's post today, and you'll see do hard things.
Doesn't make it easy, but yes, that's the advice that I have had drilled into me. You have to do hard things.
So while I play League, Mark Jigger has the only undefeated record of my 4 co-hosts.
Oh, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to jinx it?
But so far, my team is 0-8. So we're losing badly to start this game. Now, every champion on our team pretty much does well the later the game goes on. So it's a question of can we scale before the game ends?
And will I somehow get blamed for that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If we lose, ladies and gentlemen, just to be absolutely clear, if you weren't coming in, if we lose this game, it's Mark Jigger's fault. Actually, when I do this on Twitch and I do it with people, I have a rule that if we win, awesome, we play again. If we lose, I'm not playing with you again. Wow. In that day. We'll play with you tomorrow, but no more for today. So people know. People say that's harsh. Hey, those are the rules.
Evan, I didn't take you to be a superstitious man.
I'm not. It's just fun.
Oh, yeah. Someone asked, what are you eating, Evan? I imagine it is dried kelp or seaweed or whatever you call it, right?
So we got seaweed snacks here. I got water with apple cider vinegar.
Oh, you're doing the apple cider vinegar now, eh?
Dude, I've been doing it before you, and I got water with collagen too.
You do the organic one with the mother still in it? That's the one you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the real one though. I got the Bragg's one. You got some weird one.
I got a weird one. I have a few because I have my work ones, which are from Longo's, and then I have the ones here from like a farmer's market or something like that.
Oh my God, my team, we're 0-9. We are losing hard. Okay, keep going, Mark. Next question.
Hurry hard. Okay. Should your one word
Ooh.
be passed to your students if you are a teacher? Well, Evan is the king of the one word, but I'm going to answer real quick. Your one word is your one word, right? It's the thing that it's the lens that you use to say what's important to you. It's the view that you have on the world. It's the thing that you always strive towards trying to achieve, and yet at the same time always feel like there's not enough of. So for me, it's extraordinary. I want everything we do to be as extraordinary as possible. I want to feel extraordinary. I want to be extraordinary. And yet I spend so much time of my day feeling mediocre or ordinary or even worse off than everyone else. So it's always the thing I'm working towards. I have a team in my company, and I want them to all understand what extraordinary means to me. And I want them to all be their own versions of extraordinary so they can work with me, but I don't need them to be my version of extraordinary. Louis on my team's one word is passion. He appreciates that I bring passion to what I do, but passion isn't my one word, right? So there has to be the connection and the overlap. Now you're a teacher, so I think that you should bring your one word to the work that you do, to the feeling that you give, to the connection you have with students. They should be able to understand and feel your one word, whether they know what it is or not, but they're all going to have their own. And you're not, if they're your students, then you're not going to win them all over and you can't kind of hit them over the head with it. But I think you should bring it to everything that you do.
Yeah, I think it should be required reading for all your students.
It's required reading for my, when we take companies through brand strategies, they pay us tens of thousands of dollars to help them through. The very first thing we make them do is read your one word. So
you're welcome.
You're welcome. Hey, I get them to buy your book at least, Evan. There you go.
All right, there we go. 20 something dollars. Which none of it goes to me.
Hey, do you want to say anything else about that?
No, one of my favorite. So when I wrote your one word, I default to helping entrepreneurs, right? That's who's always in my head when I'm making anything that I'm doing. But the number of teachers that are using your one word in their classes was really
extraordinary.
Yeah, like it was surprising. It was surprising. I didn't anticipate it. And one of my favorite ones was there's this teacher that teaches grade 6, I believe, and she's every semester she teaches it to her class, and they all write out. She takes one of the exercises in the book, and they all write out like their one word, and then they hold it up, and she posts it on Twitter, and she takes these awesome pictures and tags me. It's like, that's amazing. It's just these cute little kids all doing their one word exercises.
So that way, one day, some kid can be on whatever version of IG Live is happening, and someone can say, "Hey, what book changed your life?"
Yeah.
Say, Evan Carmichael's your one word.
Yep.
That's a formative time, man.
I mean, I think it's
listen,
great.
Not everyone can sit down and read some President Trump, but everybody's got time for Carmichael and
exactly. I think it's fantastic. I love it. I'm a big fan. I'm a big buyer in that.
There you go. A believer. Good. Wow, we got lots of people joining us. Let's see.
Lots of people.
Lots of people.
Said that, Mark.
Lots of people.
Okay. Put your questions down below. Let's go.
I don't understand. People are saying stuff, and I don't even understand half the words that they're saying.
All right.
Oh, here's a good one. You are a gift, Mark.
Wait, is it a different language that they're saying, or it's English? But
it's English, but it must be young people saying things to each other, and young people talk. I don't.
Got it. So you go to the Urban Dictionary and you type it in, and then you see what it's saying.
I'm sure it's not great stuff. I am in day 7.
What does that mean?
Oh, potentially how many days they've been locked in. I was saying that it was a week Thursday.
Oh, I see. All right.
Evan, here's a question for you then. What's the strangest one word you've ever encountered?
Somebody picked their grandmother.
Grandmother is the one word?
No, like I forget the name of their grandmother.
Okay.
Their grandmother was their.
Oh, so the grandmother's word, like my grandmother's name was Annalise.
Yeah.
So they just picked that as the one word.
Right.
Okay.
Because that was her grandmother was her hero. So it was that's what she did. Like, okay. Different.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. You guys seem like such great friends. Look, they can feel it. I have a hard time making friends. Tips on that. Also, making friends to work with. So, if you want to be friends with someone, you have to have a lot of exposure to them. So they have to be people that you will spend a lot of time with, or you do spend a lot of time with first. Secondly, you have to have shared interest, shared passions, the shared sense of humor, whatever it might be, but you need to be able to share stuff because there has to be camaraderie there. So if you find yourself not having a lot of friends, first, you got to be like, are you an introvert like me? Or maybe like Evan? You know, I was talking to an extrovert on my team today, and he said he's going crazy working inside all the time. And I was like, if I never had to talk to anyone, I'd be great. That'd be fine. But you have to have a friend or to be able to make friends with someone. First, they have to be able to spend a lot of time with them. You have to have shared camaraderie or shared interests. The other thing you have to do is put yourself out there. So if you see someone who you kind of connect with or click with or have a funny conversation with, or you both are into the same things or read the same books, or there's some kind of connection there, just say, hey, you want to go grab a coffee when you can actually leave your house and grab a coffee? Do you want to jump on a Skype call and I'll have my coffee and you can have your coffee? But you have to put yourself out there. You know, there's a guy who coaches at the gym I go to. And, you know, we see each other every morning when I was going to the gym before it was shut down. and so eventually I was just like, hey, you want to grab a coffee? And he's like, okay, cool. Only because, you know, we saw each other every morning and there was a lot of banter and we seemed to be interested in the same things. I didn't know him very well. I wanted to get to know him better. And then we grabbed a second coffee and I would say we're friends now. I mean, it's literally that way. It's not a crazy bromance or anything, but it literally just comes down to see people, spend time with them, feel a connection, ask them if they want to get together, go to a movie, do something.
Wow.
What are you wowing for?
I like it.
Mark makes a friend.
Mark Jigger makes that's the whole book right there. Mark Jigger makes his friend. That's a good kid story.
Yes.
That's a weird one for me. I don't really care about. I don't really care about making friends. It's kind of weird.
Evan doesn't really need friends or desire friends.
Yeah.
He just has people in his life that he cares about that come there and have time together, shared sense of interest, which is usually work.
Yeah. That's well said. Yeah, I have a very low need for friendship. I have Nina. You know, that's good. That being said, I think the fastest way is just by doing something that you like. I mean, I look at Trinidad Salsa, right? The business that I own. The amount of people who come in having no friends, either because they're super shy, introverted, and don't know how to make friends, or they just moved to the city and they don't know anybody. And the amount of awkward people who come in level 1, like the first day, and then they come out like, you know, after the end of the semester, 9 weeks later, having now made friends, grown confidence, they're dressing sexier. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. All the stuff that just by, and they don't necessarily even love salsa. It's just something to do, right? I think doing something that you have some kind of interest in is the path, and then friendship becomes easy. So, you know, League of Legends. I like League of Legends. I'm playing it right now. We're losing, but we're hopefully going to win this game. Preserve Mark's win record percentage. We started off 0-10, and now we're 8-19. So we're getting there. I was on my tour last year, and we were going through, I forget what mall, And I'm not talking to anybody, right? If somebody comes up and recognizes me, and that's awesome. Like if I know you're an entrepreneur, I instantly want to talk to you and know everything about you and how I can help. But if I don't know that you're an entrepreneur, you just look like a random person, some rando, it's like, no, zero interest. So I get into, we're at some mall, and Nina wants to go to Pandora to look at, she collects these Pandora beads. So in every city, she gets a special bead. Like, I don't want to go to the Pandora store. So I go across the way, which is the Microsoft store. So I figured, okay, whatever, I'll hang out in the Microsoft store, see what's up. And they set up the back of their store to do a League of Legends tournament. I'm like, what? League of Legends tournament? This is insane, right? I mean, I'm not gonna enter because one, I'm not good enough, and two, I'm not gonna stay there. But some kid sits down at the table, and he's like, hey man, you entering the competition? And I'm like, no, but I'm pumped that they have it. I've never heard of this before. And then, uh-oh, I might die. 3, 2, 1, let me out. Oh, I'm gonna die. Very sad. Unless I kill him. Oh, I made the play. Good job, Carmichael. Good job. So he's just this guy in university, and we start talking. So I like, oh, who's your main? And what do you play? And what rank are you? And, you know, do you follow LCS? And you just instantly have a conversation that you would never have with normal people. Because I found out that he liked League of Legends, and so do I, right? So if I went to that tournament, I'd meet other people, right? If I wanted to meet people in a new city, I would go to either League of Legends or Salsa or Entrepreneur something, and then I'd meet people, and then I'd have friends. That's the path.
There you go.
There you go.
This person also did move to another state recently, so hopefully that helps you. Evan,
Yep.
What are you doing? What's that noise?
I'm clicking furiously, trying to win as I
He's
play
clicking his
League of
mouse.
Legends.
He's playing a game where you have to click a mouse.
Yeah.
Looking
I'm
slime,
losing.
Marky.
I'm losing badly. Oh, I got the kill. Okay, good. Looking slick, Marky?
Slime.
Looking sly? All right. So
Slime.
slick.
Slime.
Slime?
Slime. I don't know what that means, but
Oh.
you're welcome.
Oh, doesn't sound like a good thing. Okay.
That's okay. I'm good
Listen,
with that.
don't hate on my friend Mark Jigger, okay? He's a dear friend of mine. And we
Hello,
have shared
Evan.
interests.
How did you manage to achieve success? This question for you, Evan. How did you manage to achieve success?
Come on, Mark.
They're asking you the question. They don't really
Listen.
care what I have to say.
Every question asked is a question to both of us.
Perfect.
If you want to hear my answer, you have to sit through Mark's.
Great. Well, I've just seen some people log off. Yep, the numbers are dropping.
I'm very proud of myself for that one. Okay, keep going.
Good. How did you manage to achieve success? When I first started my business and when I was younger, I thought that you'd be able to hit these milestones and you would feel like it was a pretty linear path. You ever see that graph that's on Instagram of like people think success and it's just like a straight line, but meanwhile it's kind of crazy and all over the place? What I didn't realize is how much things stack upon each other. So if you do something for a year, no one knows you're doing it. If you've been doing it for 10 years, lots of people know you do it because you've met lots of new people. And so every year that goes by and every investment you can make of taking a little bit of profit and putting it back in your company, taking a little bit of profit and putting it back in your company, and meeting more people and trying newer projects and doing bigger things, I didn't really realize how much it all kind of just kind of stacks upon each other. And I always thought it was this thing that you would achieve. Like you would get given a big project and then you'd be like, yes, I've made it. But in terms of how I managed to achieve success, I would say I more or less stayed in a similar stream for a very long time and just kept going. I didn't bounce around a lot.
I like it.
No, you don't.
No, I like it. Wow, Jigger. Wow.
Go ahead. What's up?
What would I say? It is a weird question because I think anybody who's had success, it's never just like Mark basically said, it's never just straight line. But it's also not a moment either. And so I think I felt the most success probably, if it was a moment, when I sold my business, but it was just this quick.
That was a long time ago too.
Yeah, well, because success is process, right? Every day I feel like a success. I get to wake up and do what I want to do. I'm a success. So it's not like it's like the first question of this session. What's the big goal that you hit that you feel amazing about? Nothing. I don't remember. Jesus. Nothing. I don't know. Right? So it's the same. And I think that's for a lot of people who've actually hit it. Like you think you're going to be super pumped when you get X, but you're not.
Yeah.
So.
Can I tell you that most of the time you don't even notice these milestones go by? I remember working so hard to earn my first $1 million in revenue.
Okay.
And it was like, year over year, we were seeing 100% growth. And so when you go from 200 to 400 and from 400 to 800, you're like, easy, right? And then we were like 994. We were like 965. It took like 3 years to just cross that million. And then when we did, it was like, emotionally, when we were at 994, I had already crossed that million. It didn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, when I sold my business, I didn't know what to do next. I mean, great. Hey, got some money. Yes, awesome. But like, what am I going to do tomorrow? I don't know. I had no idea what I was going to do the very next day. I didn't even want to sell my business. So, success is habits, guys.
Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever made yourself proud? It doesn't have to be a crazy success, but you make yourself proud and you turn and you're like, oh, there's no one here to tell about this thing that I just did. No. Oh, well, no? No? Okay.
I don't get off by telling other people what I did, though. It's not, the sharing experiences is not the thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, that's not how I roll. But now you got Instagram. You got to win.
I'm not gonna brag. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Last week there was something, I was putting something together and I was like, what? I found out something about myself that made me, basically I hit a goal that I didn't even know that I had hit.
Okay.
And because I didn't work for it, it just felt like, it was like, oh, okay, now I need to set a different goal, a bigger goal. But part of me also wanted to be like, hey, this thing happened. I managed to do this thing that I didn't think I could do, but there was no one around. So I'm not going to Instagram to brag.
We lost, Mark. We lost.
You lost?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Mark's first lost. That was 2-1.
Yeah, no.
Now it's just a mediocre average, kind of middle of the road. I mean, you're still second.
If there's one thing I know from Evan, it's that if you are even a percentage point attached to something and it doesn't go well, it's your fault. So you can blame me on that.
Okay, guys. So we're going to finish this one. We're going to start it all over again.
You have to re-ask your questions if we didn't get to them?
Yep.
3, 2,
2, 1. Let's go.
Go!